since you are in my home, if you are really God, then they say the white thing which they call is vihuti, you give me, and then you cure me. I don't want to have all this pain again, you just cure me. And true enough, next day only, the whole photograph except the eyes, the 2 eyes, no vihuti, but the whole photograph, all with vihuti.
Now, could you share with us your rich experience into when and how you first connected with Baba? Share with us from the very beginning.
It happened in the 1989 because I have a very, very serious operation, which was the ruptured ovaries. My friend, who is a Sai Baba devotee from Singapore, Brother Chong Aman, actually he's my mentor. He's the one who led me to Sai Baba. After knowing about my operation and the seriousness of it, and it was on November 23rd, 1989. When he flew in, he says, can you all take me to a center, a Sai Baba center in Gulugok? So I said, why, what center is that? Because we stay near Gulugok, where we didn't know there's a Sai Baba center in Gulugok. So after that, we took him there, but I was really shocked because majority are Indians and the crowd spread until the road. I think maybe 200-300 people, they were all singing and clapping and all that, So I asked, well, what is this? He said, never mind, come. I take you in and then we pray and then he will help you. Then when we approached the center, which was Gulugok Center, I saw a big photo of Baba in the center, but with his hair like that. Then I told him, because I'm a free thinker, I don't pray to anything, So I told this Brother John, I said, I don't want to pray, can I? He says, no, he's a God, he will help you. Since you have this problem, he will cure you and help you. I said, I don't want because I said his hair like looks like those Stevie Wonders and all that gang, So after that, the next day, we left. But before we left for Taipei, he asked us to go back to the center again. So I went there, and then they took me to the puja room, and they asked me to kneel down and pray. He said, you ask in your heart. Just ask in your heart what you want and how you want him to help you. I remember Brother Tankaraj was standing beside me. Then he just tell me, he says, you pray from your heart. You just tell to Baba from your heart what you want. And then he's a God, he will help you, So I kneel down, but in my heart I say, this man beside me, he said, you are a God. He says, you can help me. So okay lah, since they say you can help me, I pray. I pray and then you please help me with because after my operation, I still have to take Constant, which is a very high dosage of Constant to ease the pain. It's a painkiller, So I say, they say you can help me. And then Auntie Indrani gave me a photograph this big, and then she put in front of the altar, and then she says, you tell Baba to bless this photograph, and then you take home lah. I said, I don't want, can I got no place to put the photograph because I don't pray. She says, never mind lah, you talk to Baba and then maybe he gives you or what, and then he will tell you whether you should take back or not. I say, okay lah. So when I look at the wall on this side, that time I don't know what they are, but I know that they are in pink color, in yellow color, and in white color. Only these 3 colors, So I says, my friends say you can cure me, and then they say you are God. So if you are really God, okay, you listen to my prayer because it's from my heart. I didn't tell out, I didn't tell out. I say now I can see. They say you manifested all these 3 colors, pink, yellow, and white. Sometimes the vihuti, but I didn't know what's vihuti. I say I look up at the photograph. I say you have 3 colors here. I say if you are God, if you are listening to me, you give me 7 rainbow colors on my photograph. I challenge Swami by that way, And then true enough, after that we left. We stayed for one night, and on our way back, I remember was already 5 p.m. He says, let's go back to the center again. I said, must go back, man? He said, yes, because you have to take the photograph back. I said, okay, if got this one, I don't want to say anything, but I said, if got something there, then I take back. If not, I don't want to take back. Then he said, okay lah, because they know me, a very strong character. So when we went back, the first person we saw was Sister Indrani. She just come and hug me. And she says, you are very, very lucky. I don't know why your photograph got 7 colors. I was just stunned. 7 colors? I said, yeah, I asked for 7 colors. I challenge your God for seven colors. You know, I said 7 rainbow colors. But that time, I was still very, I should say, skeptical or what. I said, no lah, this is not, God doesn't answer in that way one. So cannot do anything or take back home. So when I took back home, the first thing I did, I take the cloth, I start rubbing. I didn't put any, because that time I don't have handphone and anything. So I just rub out everything. And then I knew that. I said, okay, since you are in my home, if you are really God, then they say the white thing which they call is vihuti, you give me, and then you cure me. I don't want to have all this pain again, you know, you just cure me. And true enough, next day only, the whole photograph except the eyes, the 2 eyes, no vihuti, but the whole photograph, all with vihuti. And that was the day when I start using the vihuti on my stomach. And slowly I stopped the painkiller. And I believe from that day onwards, I know that Swami is with me, that the vihuti is helping me, so I refuse to go back and see the doctor for a second operation, because the first operation really made me like hell, very terrible pain, you know. So I came to know Swami from there. In 1993, I went there for 5 days, and then 1994, February, I went back again, but this time was with the Kuan Yin Contemplative Order people. We call them KYCO in KL. That time, their Sifu Tony Wong was telling all these people that in this lifetime, you must at least go to see a living God once. And he's in India. On the 4th day, we left for Tirupati, the 7 hills, Tirupati, to pray to Lord Venkateswari, Lord Balaji, the money God. Everybody wants money.
Yeah.
So we went there, but the miracle that Swami gave us on that time was when on stepping, because we have to go up 7 hills before we could reach that golden shrine. But upon stepping onto that place, on the steps that we were going in, we could suddenly hear Om Mani Padme Om chanting. So we were all very shocked and said, why Om Mani Padme Om? He's supposed to be an Indian god, you know. So we asked the people around there, I said, what is this mantra? Oh, they said, it's Gopal, Lord Govinda and all that, you know. Huh? We said, but we heard Om Mani Padme Om. So everybody was very shocked. But anyway, we just walk queue, and then we went in. And then another miracle that Swami gave us was when we went in, it seemed, many people say, when you go into the shrine, before you could even put your hands to pray, the Sevadas will move you off, because the queue is very, very long. Sometimes you have to queue 12 to 14 hours before you can go in. You know, but with our Om Sai Ram, we went in within 2 hours. And then the main priest was there, and then he says, you and your group, after this place, you can go and do half an hour meditation beside the temple. So all of us, after walking in, we sat there half an hour, did our meditation, did our chanting and all that, and then we went off. And then upon reaching Puttapati, there was already night, but next morning when we went for the darshan, everybody was, you know, in the group and all that. That time, after the morning darshan, I told my people, hey, there's one thing that we can still do in Puttapati. And I think this will be a very, very good experience for us. They say, where when you take us there? I said, let's go to super specialist hospital. And then all of us go and donate blood. Even me, myself, first time donating blood. That is the only hospital in the world that has got all people from every country coming to donate blood. And then at 4 p.m. we went back for Darshan again, and this time we got our first interview. We got our first interview because Swami walked down, he walked past me, and then to the third person, after me, the third person. I suddenly don't know why I shouted so loud, Swami, I says, if you don't want to give us interview, doesn't matter, but please give this cancer lady, because there was a lawyer who is a cancer patient with me. And then suddenly Swami turned back to me, and then he asked me, how many? And now this is also another interesting thing, because 36 of us, but when I was there, three outsiders wanted to join me. He said, please, if you have interview, please take us in. I said, no, because we have 36 already. He said, never mind, you try. Only 3 of them. 2 is from Hong Kong and 1 is Singapore. So when Swami asked how many, I said 36 plus 3. I told Swami 36 plus 3. Plus 3? Yeah, Swami plus 3. I said, but if you say cannot, then it's okay. Then you look at me and say, okay, go. When he said the word go, I just put up my scarf and everybody just right there, and I pointed, because 3 of them was men, you know, I pointed 3 like that. I said, because once I point to you, these 3, then you 3 can follow. But they don't have the scarf. And then the Sevada stopped them. Anyway, Swami took us all in. Swami says 39 going, but it really was like so cramped inside. Can you imagine 39 of us? There was one, Talai Mei from KYCO. He asked Swami one question. He says, Swami, all of us pray to Kuan Yin, and we do our mantras every day, Om Mani Padme Hum. And then you know what Swami says? That's why I gave you the mantra when you were there. And suddenly all of us were so stunned, because that was the mantra that we heard up in Tirupati. And then after that he says, no, don't change your mantras. Continue with what you are comfortable in. So until now they are still with that one, but they do chant Swami's Gayatri mantras and all that. That is the KYCO group. So, but that time Swami gave us 5 of us in that special interview in the other small room. Swami pinpointed me to be first, and he says, very, very bad temper, change. I said, Swami, I will change. I told him I will change, you know. And then after that, he talked to Mama Sutomo. So after that, another thing happened was the doctor from Singapore. He's a surgeon, and he does things without people knowing. Only the wife knows about it. He told us that later, because Swami told him, no more drinking when you do operation, because people's life is in your hands, and when you drink, you will have shaky hands. We were all surprised, what was that, you know. But when he came out, he told us that, yeah, only the wife will do 1 pack of whiskey for him every time when he goes for the operation. If not, then he says he can't do, you know. But Swami knows that if you do, then people's life is in your hands. So that time, he was wearing a watch, and Swami asked him to take up the watch, and all of us are sitting there, and Swami just showed us like that first, empty hands. I was sitting in Swami, and I look up like that, you know, and Swami was doing his hands like that, very fast, very fast. The next moment when he pulled, a golden watch came up, and then he gave to that doctor.
You saw it with your own eyes?
Yes, I saw it with my own eyes. The watch, and it fits him exactly. Without even, because sometimes when you buy this steel watch, you have to take out, but it fits him nicely. And Swami says, wear it when you go to work. He was also one of them who pleaded for me to take him in, you know. So I think maybe he feels that Swami is really helping him, because that was the thing. Because sometimes we do things, we feel that nobody is watching us, but God is watching. I know God is always watching on us. So whatever you do, always remember that God is there.
So all in all, you have
6
interviews with
and 19 trips to Puttapati.
But during the 6 interviews, did Swami materialize anything for you?
No. Swami didn't give me, only once when I cooked for him. 2009, Swami gave me a shawl. Because usually when I go to Puttapati, I will be doing lots of cooking in the canteen, with the Western canteen. I will cook the Chinese food and all that. And then one day, the Amma there, who is in charge of the food and all that, he says, tomorrow you have to cook for Swami and his guests. I say, what guests is Swami having? Then he says, they are the Tibetan monks. So you have to cook and prepare for 6 Tibetan monks and Swami. So we really cook. And then after when I took over there, and then Swami asked us to stay, that was in 2009, Chinese New Year. But that time I was having some problem, and I was really very, very down. And Swami gave me a personal interview, and he could even tell me, when you look at people and how people do things, it's something like yin and yang. I was surprised that Swami could tell us, you know, the Chinese yin and yang, the white and the black.
Yeah.
Swami says you put that person and see where he has got more blacks or where he has got more white. He says if you put the black, just a little black, you put them into the white, it will be disappeared and it becomes a little bit grey. And then if you put the white in the black, it just disappeared. It's totally white, totally black. So he says when people do anything to you, when people make you feel so down, you just put them in that position, the yin and yang, and you will see whether they are more good or where they are more blacks or where there are more whites. Then you just move away. If you feel that there are more whites, then you just move yourself away from them. You know? So and after that, Swami gave me a shawl, because that time when I worked in the canteen, that was the first time when they sent me to specialist hospital. Because after that, I just collapsed. Luckily, I got Swami's shawl.
You collapsed in the kitchen?
Yeah, I collapsed in the canteen because not enough workers to cook for 1,004 people.
You were too tired?
Yeah, too tired because I worked non-stop from morning 4 to midnight 2. And I was just 2 hours rest. So that was the first time I was in specialist hospital, and just one night, and then tomorrow I came back. But I was lucky that I had Swami's shawl with me, because Swami gave me a shawl, he put it for me, and I have been letting many people use that shawl when you are sick or what. I just let you use for a while, and I make sure I take it back, because that's a very, very precious shawl to me, you see.
Were you nervous when you prepared food for the living God?
Yeah, of course I was, because that time I was wearing a t-shirt with Swami's photograph there, and you know when you go to the canteen to cook, the sweat is there and all that, you know, and what I do was this that way, and my dress was very dirty. But I didn't know that I'm supposed to take the food to Swami's place, to Swami's house. I thought I was only do the cooking. The thing was that I was so dirty. Then the sisters, they all said, we have no time to go back and change. Let's go because we are late. So I thought just to take the food there. But when they asked me to wait outside the dining room, and when Swami called me, the first thing I said, Swami, I'm just sorry because I'm so dirty. And Swami just tell me one word, it's the heart. That is very important. As long as your heart is clean, that is the most important thing. But that was a very, very good experience. And then another thing that Swami says to me during 2009 was, you will have lots of things to do. Until 2010, one day, I was sleeping, taking my afternoon nap, and then suddenly I had a dream. Swami says, come to Prashanti Nilayam immediately. So I woke up from my dream and I said, Swami, why you want me to go to Prashanti immediately? Because I am going already in January for Chinese New Year. And then it's already September. That time was already September when I had that dream, you know. Talk to Swami, I said, Swami, okay, if you want me to go, then if the ticket, I will buy the ticket now. And if Air Asia is less than 800, I will go. If more than 800, I won't go. So I make the challenge. I said, Swami, if it's less than 800, I will go. Straight away, on my internet. Huh? 7,760. Oh, I don't want. I just take my Sai Darshan book again. And I said, Swami, if you want me to go, you'll give me an indication that I really have to go. I open up the book, page 36. But if now you open page 36, you will not have that message again. It's different message. Because I open up and it says, come to Prashanti Nilayam immediately. Oh my God. I says, okay, 760, and this message here, okay, I buy. So we went on October 19. October 19. Because October 20th, I didn't know that Swami was having the celebration of his Avatar Day. You know, we didn't know that time was celebration there. October 19, but the flight Air Asia delayed by 1 hour. So instead of reaching Bangalore at 5:30, we could only reach at 6:30. And then by the time 6:30, if you want to rush into Puttapati, you know, the gate will be closed and all that, administration also closed, you know. So that time I called my usual driver, Gopal, and then he was there. I said, Gopal, quick, go in. Because that time each of us carry 30 kilos. We just backpack our clothes and 30 kilos of things each for the canteen. Because I said, let's go and work in the canteen. Maybe Baba wants us to work in the canteen, you know. So they said, okay, we carried the things. Also, each of us took in 30 kgs. And then, we know we are late already, but I told this driver to go quickly. But he really rushed. He said, Auntie, no time already, no time. I said, never mind, try, you know. But upon reaching specialist hospital, suddenly he stopped. He said, no, Swami there, Swami. Huh? Swami, stop. We ran down. We really looked and kneel down. And then Swami in the car, he just passed by. And then he just do like that and smile. He just put his hand and then smile at us, you know. Then I told my two girls, never mind lah. Ay, Baba already seen us, enough already. Chokong lah. I said, chokong lah. We were supposed to be there for 9 days. So chokong lah, like that, you know. So we went in. The guard stopped us. Because he says, registration closed, you cannot go in. I said, can you phone into the canteen and tell the canteen, I brought 90 kilos of things for the canteen. I will come out after that. I know there's no more room. I will stay outside, you know. But it was so naughty of me. So upon passing the North Indian canteen, I told Gopal to stop. I said, can you stop? He said, why? I want to go to the office, the administrative, the accommodation office. He said, close already, Auntie, close already, 8:37, close, cannot. I said, never mind, go lah. He said, okay. So he drove me there, and I went straight in, and one man, I think he's from Delhi or something like that, very tall Indian Hindu man, you know, very tall with white hair and all that. He was standing there. I said, Sir, Sai Ram, I know I'm late. And the next word he told me was what, you know? I don't know what made me wait for you so long. You wait for me? I told you wait for me? Yes. Then he passed the key to me. I said, I have a room? He said, yes. Go. Then I want to give my passport because when we go, we have to register. He said, no need passport. Then I want to take the money because that time was Malaysia, about 6 ringgit per room. I want to take the Indian rupees to give it to him. He says, no need money. Go. Swami give it to you free. Three of us was just stunned and our tears just went down because we work in the canteen, so we got special lanes to go in for darshan. We don't have to go so early to queue. It was a really cool one hall, right? So we don't have to go so early to queue. We just went in by the back. But the Sevada put me in front where Swami, even when Swami comes out or when Swami goes in, he will see us at the Sevada place, you know. So put me there. And then some Langkawi people was with us, helping me in the canteen also. So if I'm not mistaken, 16 of us all lined up behind me. So when Swami came out, his face was really very, very fierce looking, you know. He just looked at me, never say anything, then just walk past and then just go to his place, you know. And then after Arati, when he walked back, he was on wheelchair at that time. When he came back, Swami from there and walked straight to us. And I was just putting my hands like that and looking at Swami. I was very scared because just now when he looked at me was very fierce, So I don't know what I've done wrong, that I know this time I'm going to get some scolding, if not I won't be there. Then he came in front of me, I was kneeling down, and then he took this hand, here, he just put a tap on me for 3 times, on my ear. He didn't say anything. But he was smiling already this time. I just couldn't, no words that I describe, I couldn't say anything, I was just stunned. And then he moved off. And then the others was asking me, what did Baba say to you? I said, Baba didn't say anything. Shala, Baba say to you, ma. I said, no, I look at Baba, but Baba didn't say anything, but they say Baba said something to me, but I don't know what Swami says, because I only know that he tapped me here 3 times. Then after that, when I went back, I analyzed back, and I think maybe Swami is telling me, because I refer back to 2009, when he says, when I do things, I have to think. Don't do with my heart. I have also got to think. So I understand that Swami says, whatever you want to do, always from your heart